All right, Coach Slay, last set of draws come out, men's freestyle. Before we get to specifics, we've seen the draws, but do the draws matter that much in your eyes?
In regards to draws, this being the World Championships, you could have one of the toughest guys first round. You could have one of the toughest guys in the finals. For example, today Kyle Snyder had a world's bronze medalist first round. Here's a 19-year-old guy, got third in the world from Ukraine first round, and he went out there and took him out. So I think that you have to be prepared very first round this tournament to get into a fist fight and be ready to go. This isn't a tournament that you're like, hey, I'm going to work my way into it. I'm going to have a good warm-up first round match. My second match, I'll kind of pick it up a little bit. Then I'll really be ready to go by the quarters or semis. You can't have that mentality here at the World Championships. You have to be ready to wrestle your finals match right off the bat and listen to a bunch of Japanese girls jump up and down.
Yeah, they're getting after it over there. Okay, so Tony Ramos has, we believe, Colombia, but the bracket was sort of shut off. But regardless of who he has, what does Tony need to do, coming in tomorrow?
Tony Ramos, it makes me right off the bat when you ask me that. I think about him in a barn burner match with Rahimi, a world champion from Iran at the World Cup, and we saw that was a winnable match for Ramos. He knows it, the world knows it, we know it, and so he should have the confidence that I can beat clearly one of the best guys in the world, so I can be one of the best guys in the world. So regardless of who Tony has, if he has Colombia or if he has Rahimi first round, again, he's got to be ready for a fist fight right off the bat. He has to be prepared to wrestle his best match immediately, and you can't wait to, again, like I said earlier, I'm going to kind of get the ball rolling later on in the day. If you don't win your first match, you might not get a chance to wrestle later in the day. That could be the only match you wrestle. So our guys, they have to get great warm-ups in. They have to make sure that they get great rest tonight, that their nutrition, they recover well from this weight cut, and they have to be prepared to wrestle their finals match, first round, if that's what it takes.
And just moving up in weight order, James Green seems to have a pretty good draw. I mean, thoughts on James Green, what he needs to do and how his draw looks?
Well, looking at James Green again on paper, on the TV screen, it looks good. But regardless of what it looks like, thinking about today again, is that as Americans, we have to go out there, move forward or circle, fake, move our hands, move our feet, and create attacks. And not only create attack, we have to level change and pull the trigger on the attack. If you just fake and you just kind of stand around, again, hope something good happens, you're not going to be walk away from this tournament with a nice gold belt around your waist. You're going to be sitting in the locker room, drinking Gatorade saying shoulda, coulda, woulda. So I think I'm excited about James because I know that he likes to pull the trigger. He likes to level change and shoot double legs. So I'm excited to see him create some motion, level change, and blow through some guys on his double leg tomorrow.
Well, and James, in Spain, he beat the guy who just won 65 kilos. I mean, and he went through all the stuff, this summer making the team. I mean, he seems like he can be the guy. Like, has the potential to actually be the guy at this weight class in his first time.
Yeah, I think James Green he's mentally battle tested, meaning all the kind of junk, let's just say, he had to deal with mentally this summer and stay focused. But he's also physically battle tested. I mean, he gets to train with Jordan Burroughs on a frequent, daily basis. He gets to wrestle with one of the best wrestlers in the world frequently. He got a chance to wrestle Chamizo in a match in Spain and beat a guy who won the world title yesterday. So he's prepared as far as being physically tested, and I think, just like you mentioned, I think he's prepared being mentally tested. So, he cuts, not a large amount of weight, so I know he's going to recover real well, and he's going to be ready to, I think he's going to be ready to shock the world tomorrow.
And moving up to Burroughs, stacked side of the bracket, but Burroughs is Burroughs. So,
yeah.
I mean, any thoughts on him? How he looks right now, he's going in?
Clearly, Jordan Burroughs, he's the worst draw in the bracket. Nobody wants to get him. I mean, Poland, I'm sure, looked at the bracket and said, holy crap. But Burroughs, that guy from Poland, he's older. He's been around for a long period of time. And I think Jordan, though, he has to be ready. He can't overlook Poland, just like he can't overlook the guy last year he wrestled from, I think, Guinea-Bissau.
Yep.
Right? You can't go out and go, I'm just going to overlook Guinea-Bissau because I'm focused on Sargush. He can't overlook Poland because he's focused on Gadayev from Russia, or the Iranians, so to speak. That's why, again, I'm keep coming back. You have to be ready to go that first round, and you have to wrestle well, and you have to protect yourself. I mean, again, like last year, we know Jordan, right, tweaked his knee first round. And that kind of hurt him the rest of the day a little bit. That's why being prepared to wrestle your finals match, if need be, first round is very, very important, because not only do you want to win it, but you also have to make sure you protect your body for the rest of the day. You can't take anybody or anything for granted. This is a game or a war of inches.
And Zach Ray, first trip to the World. short notice as far as coming to the Worlds, and he drew world silver medalist first from Ukraine. What does he need to do? Actually, his little just top pair was pretty dang tough.
Right.
So what do you think about his thoughts, his progression going into Worlds, and what he has coming ahead of him?
Yeah, I think right when you asked me about Zach Russell in Ukraine, it's just like this morning Kyle Snyder had Ukraine world medalist. Zach's got Ukraine world medalist. So if you want to be in the world finals like Kyle is today, then Zach's going to have to be ready to go. Like I keep saying, first round tomorrow. He takes out the Ukrainian, right? Ukrainian's world finalist, right? Second in the world. That's when you're like, well, that means I'm a world finalist. I'm one of the best guys in the world. So that's why Zach getting a great warm up and being prepared to shock this Ukrainian. When maybe he might take Zach for granted. Hopefully he does, and Zach can go out there and do his thing. Create dig underhooks, take the snatch singles when they're there, control the center of the mat, control the tie, and get the party started right for Team USA.
Last thing, tell me how big this performance from Kyle Snyder today has been, and I'm sure he's inspiring the four that are going to wrestle tomorrow.
I think it's after clearly a tough day yesterday with Metcalf. You could say that it could add like a little maybe like bitter taste in your mouth. So for Kyle to come in today as our 19-year-old for his very first senior world championships, I think the world finals is ignited the flame for Team USA again, and so it's got Team USA going in tomorrow with some more confidence, kind of put a good taste in our mouth. And I think it's hopefully got these other guys excited to go out there and do the same thing Kyle is doing today.
And you like his shot against the reigning world champ?
I think that Kyle, people say, wow, he shocked the world, he's done some really big things, but on the other hand, Kyle believed he was going to be there tonight. So I don't think it's a shock for him, and I think it's not going to be a shock for him if he beats the Russian tonight, and I think he has the ability to do that. All he has to do is wrestle his match, not wrestle the Russians' match, and get into a bunch of scrambles, funky situations. Kyle has to control his left collar tie, pull in the guy's head, get him to reach, get to his high crotch, get to his pick, and if he stays in really good position, again, moving forward or circling and staying on the attack, he's got a great opportunity to take out the reigning world champ.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.